and say, Eloise, I'm going to give you a kiss. He would stay about 4 or 5 feet off my wing the whole time. Marion was flying with us, and we had a wonderful time flying here and there and everywhere. And I miss Marion dearly, but she's still alive in my heart.
Yeah.
But when we met Gil, it was probably something at the 140 fly-in at San Ynez. And then we found out he was based at Chino, and I was at Chino, living in Chino. So he had the hangar, and I had a hangar, and we sort of got together. And the biggest thing I can ever remember your husband did for you is move the toilet.
You remember that?
Yes. He put a ball on it or
The
something.
first gift that I wasn't even dating him yet, that Ken ever gave me was a porta potty at the airport, because I was complaining that the porta potties were too far away from our hangar, and he was the airport manager. And when he came out for the air show, and I was driving out with Kathy, and we turned the corner, and there was this porta potty wrapped in fluorescent pink paper with a huge bow on it and a tag that said "Happy Birthday, Lori."
Oh.
And we started laughing, and it was our personal porta potty for the rest of the day.
Wow.
And it actually got the nickname, can I say this out loud? The Dapper Crapper. And there's a poem somewhere about, there's a poem.
Oh, that's right, the
Yes,
poem.
yes, yes. So, yeah, we go back a ways.
And Eloise was sort of the matchmaker, I think.
Well, Ken, what did they say to you?
Well, when I first moved to Chino, I was meeting with John and Eloise because they were
Hosting
the 140 convention, and we were sitting there talking, and Eloise, of course, I remember this very clearly. She goes, how does your wife like it here in Southern California? And I said, well, I don't have one of those. The next thing that she said was, we have all these available women in the 140 Club. And they happen to have a newsletter that had Lori and Kathy on the cover. And she said, the whole club, we got so many women, I didn't realize those were the only 2 available.
Limited
So
options.
Eloise was the first, so.
Anyway, Marion is such a dear, dear friend. Through flying, we have done so many flying events with him. We also shared the common bond of being a nurse. So I know she, worked for the dermatologist, right? And yes.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember Davita's name a lot. I don't know if I've really ever met you, but she would talk about the computer and how you helped her out with all that and stuff. And she's just such a warm, caring person. And I did bring an album that has some fun pictures in it of Gil and Marion at our fly-ins, and her with her 50s dress on, and Gil with his a t-shirt rolled up with a pack of cigarettes inside of it and stuff. So anyway, if you'd like to look at that later on, we have a chance. So anyway, that's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next. So, this couple introduced us, and my parents were thrilled, but this gentleman married us. Don and Irene Garner.
He happens to be a pilot too.
And we met actually at the airport, buzzing around hangars, Dad's hangar and your hangar, and we accidentally found out that you had been a minister and said, well, heck, let's go flying and then talk about marrying us.
Well, I remember when Ken came to Chino, and the whole atmosphere out there began to change. Chino became kind of an airport you always dreamt of owning an airplane at. It was bigger than Playbob, but it was smaller than Ontario. And everybody knew everybody, and it was friendly and all kinds of things. And then we started having these barbecues where the county would supply all the hamburgers. And I remember Gil and I would be out there flipping burgers. We'd run out of hamburger, and Ken would send somebody to the store to buy more. And everybody out there came out for these feasts. And then one day Ken said, I met this girl and I want to get married, and would you do the ceremony for us? So I said, yeah.
We also.
One of the better knots that I ever tied.
That's pretty sweet.
Really?
You tied it tight.
That's a real square knot.
Oh, I'm gonna come over and pick on you guys. How you doing, Mom and Dad? Lloyd and Sharon.
My name's Lloyd Sorensen, and my wife Sharon. We moved to San Ynez at Solvang in 1975, and I was out mowing my lawn one day, and all these Cessna 140 were buzzing around. I said, wow, what's going on? Because I had a 140, and so I went out to the airport. Well, they were having one of the early fly-ins of the Cessna 140 Club. I think it was like the second one or something. So I got to know all these people, and they said, well, gee, you live here, why don't you like host the 140 fly-ins? So, okay. So we still have them about
Yeah.
35th or 42nd or something like that.
Wow.
Do the math, 76. So, but people started showing up, and that's how we met everybody. They all came to visit to the one, and we would get like 25 or 30 Cessna 140s, maybe more. Now we're lucky to get a half a dozen. I don't know where they all went, but hopefully someday they'll come back. But of course, Gil and Marion and Lori always got the trophy as the youngest pie.
Not anymore.
Oh, you might be surprised.
Yeah, right. And I'm trying to think of some of the other more memorable events, but fortunately Eloise brought a scrapbook, and I was looking at it real quick, so there's a lot of photos there. You can see we had some great parties, and people got dressed up, like you said, Marion with her 50s skirt and stuff, and Gil with his t-shirt. Sharon had been at a hostess for TWA, so that was her costume. Maritime Academy, so that was my costume. I told her that I was really a pilot. So. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And those are lasting friendships.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
One comment, I was in the grocery store the other day looking for a bottle of something, and I walk by, go, oh look, there's a bottle of Sapphire on sale. Marion would love it, so I think of her all the time.
You will notice there is a plate set for my mom, and there is a bottle of Bombay Blue Sapphire, which she enjoyed. And this actual glass, I will let you give the story behind that.
Yes, I recognize.
Kathy and Perry.
Well, I also met, I was with Kurt McEwen and went to my first of many Cessna 140 fly-ins at San Ynez. That was in September of '81. And there I met you guys and Lori and everybody that's here at this table. And, like you said, the beginning of lifelong friendships, and still I went to them for years. So anyway, Lori and I became friends outside of the 140 Club. And Marion was also one of us, and as she just said, the Bombay Sapphire, her martinis were the thing, so she became my martini mentor, and she was very methodical in teaching us both how to make the perfect martini with Bombay Sapphire, a little vermouth, and it had to have a lemon twist, no olive or onion, it was a lemon twist.
Right.
So anyway, we went to a restaurant at LAX, Encounters. It used to be the theme, well, it is the theme building, and it was the Encounters restaurant with the lava lamps and kind of a 60s theme to it. So we bellied up to the bar, and they were serving martinis in this cool little glass here. So we stole a few.
Borrowed.
Slipped
Borrowed.
Borrowed.
Just
It's
haven't
on
returned
loan.
them yet.
On loan to
On
accountants.
loan.
But I have a few in my china cabinet as well, and I always think of Marion. And whenever I see sapphire, Bombay sapphire, I think of you guys and just such a wonderful lifelong friendship.
Absolutely.
That was what, 1981?
Oh, wow.
We can stop there.
Okay.
And you're still younger than me. You're still the youngest. I still got you.
Although you beat me in spot landing all the time.
But we were always there together in the first,
We
second,
were.
and third.
We were,
Yeah.
right there at the top. So I have to pick on Donna and Paula and Julie and Ann all at the same time, because we go